Minister speaking to France 24's Mark Perlman. That interview on our website, france24.com. Well, joining us live now is member of the Ukrainian Parliament, Inna Sovsun. Thank you for speaking with us here on France 24.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
You tweeted this morning this selfie you took with your son when you were taking him to school. You had to rush for cover in the metro. First off, tell us about your Monday morning.
Well, not what I expected, that's for sure. We woke up, we were getting ready for school when I read some of the news that there was some explosions in Kyiv. I didn't hear the first explosions myself. I live a bit further from the city center. But then as we were getting ready, I realized that probably he's not going to school today, but we should be prepared to leave for the bomb shelter. And then I heard an explosion, which was a bit closer to my home. And then we just rushed to the metro station, and we spent the next 3.5 hours over there with hundreds of people who also came to the metro station there as well.
What was the mood in that metro station?
Oh, everybody is asking that. Were you scared? Were you afraid? Fear was definitely not the emotion I could see over there. I was actually talking to a pregnant woman. She was very pregnant. She was like 8 months pregnant. And she was sitting there, and I overheard her talking to what I figured was her mother-in-law. And she was very calmly saying, yeah, I'm okay. I'm sitting over here. I got my mat to sit. I have a nice spot. It's safe here. People are nice. Don't worry. We are fine. It will be over soon, and then I will go back home. And she was very pregnant, 8 months pregnant, and she was very calm, and so was everybody else. I think the general mood was fury, the general mood was determination, resilience, but fear was not something that I could even see, even among a single person over there in the metro station.
Practically speaking, how does it look for the next couple of days? It's back to the normal routine. The kids will go to school?
No, the kids will theoretically study online up this week. We'll see how that goes, because the truth is we actually met my son's teacher in the underground station. So in case the big explosions continue, of course, that would not be possible. But the plan for now is to study online for the next couple of days and see what happens next.
You heard Dmitry Kuleba saying, the foreign minister saying to France 24, how this is the deliberate targeting of energy infrastructure. Your thoughts on that?
Indeed, they were trying to hit them. The truth is, and that is undermining this idea of the big, strong Russian army, Putin claims that they have hit with high-precision missiles their energy infrastructure. But their high-precision missiles have mainly missed the energy infrastructure objects. So they in some cases they missed by several meters or by several 100 meters. But we still have electricity over here in Kyiv. Lviv has been hit worse. The city doesn't have electricity for a couple of hours now. And I realize that this can continue. They will continue targeting our infrastructure, particularly energy infrastructure, as we get closer to the winter. And I do think this is the biggest, concern for us, and the biggest reason why we have to continue asking the world to help us and supply the air defense systems, so that to save our energy infrastructure.
And we heard the German defense minister saying that a plan to help Ukraine with its air defense systems is speeding up now and will be available in the next few days. Your reaction?
Well, it would be nice to have it today available, and that is for sure. We've been asking for air defense system to help us establish our own no-fly zone for, since the first weeks of the war. And some of it has been, produced and supplied to Ukraine, but unfortunately not enough, which allowed for many missiles to hit targets in cities all over the country today. But yeah, we need more. We are appreciative to the Germans for supplying the Iris team system, but we're going to need more. You see that they will continue doing that until they run out of missiles, basically.
The winter is coming. What do you see happening next?
Well, in terms of civilian lives, of course, the biggest danger is Russians' attacks on energy infrastructure. People were advised to switch off the lights and all electrical devices for the evening today. I'm looking out into the window, and the majority of houses are just dark. People are not switching on their lights to save electricity. So that is the biggest concern in terms of civilian life. In terms of the battlefront, that is a bit different there, of course, because we do understand there will be some slowing down of things as the winter comes. So most likely the front line where we would be by, let's say, mid-November will be the one where we will basically stop up until the springtime, unless something unexpected happens. So I think that is why Ukrainian army is now really pushing really hard in Kherson and in Kharkiv region and in Donbass to liberate as many cities and towns and villages as possible, to save as many people as possible.
You heard Ukraine's foreign minister saying that the Belarus president's announcement of a joint force is a, quote, worrying development. Are you worried?
Well, I am worried because the Belarusian border is like 2 hours drive from my home, of course. But the truth also is that Belarusians themselves, even those in the army, have no hatred towards Ukrainians. They don't want to fight Ukrainian army. They don't want to intervene in this war, and I think that is the reason why Lukashenko has been, delaying this decision to intervene for so long, because he understands that he will have, even his own army would be against that. So let's see how that works. But I do think that Lukashenko will try to delay this decision as much as possible.
Ukrainian Member of Parliament Inna Sovsun, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak with us here on France 24.
Thank you for having me.